What's up? Coach Hyde, another video. Now, going into the next stage. So we got a video on how to use the periodic table. So you should know how to use the periodic table to find out about ion charges, if it's metal, non-metal, and all that. We talked about how to figure out if it's ionic or is it covalent. So now we're going to talk about naming those. Okay, naming those. So there's two sets of rules. That's why it's very important that you figure out if it's ionic or covalent. All right, so let's figure out which one of these markers right better. So I'm going to put up two compounds up here on the board. We're going to work through them step by step. Now, if you want the steps in front of you, I'm not going to write all the steps up here. Check out the notes, hidescience.org, Unit 8. Go down to the notes or whatever sections, like the third section down. This will be the how to name ionic covalent notes. This should have your prefixes up here. You're definitely going to need those. If you don't know those, it's going to be very hard. Write it down right now if you want to, but it is on that note sheet down there. You need to check those notes out. They have the rules step by step, gives you several examples. I just want to work through a couple with you here so you can kind of see me doing it and talking through it as well. So I'm going to write up two compounds up here real quick. We're going to do like MgCl2. This is a magnesium and two chlorines, right? And we're going to do, let's do like, let's keep it simple. CO, which is one carbon, one oxygen. Now, if there's no ones, right, no ones written, that means there's a one there. It's just like in math, right? These are the same thing, 1x and x, same stuff, right? If you don't remember real quick, let's say we have an element, you know, like chlorine, right? There's four places we could put a number here. Put a number here, 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 right? So if you remember, this one is our proton number, our atomic number. This is going to be our mass, our atomic mass, the total number of protons, neutrons. It's going to be our charge, plus or minus charge, and this is the quantity. So like how many. So the bottom right, this is going to tell us how many of them there are. Okay. So moving on. First step, absolutely first step, always, no matter what you're doing in this unit, you need to do one thing first, and I'm dead serious. I'm alive, I'm not dead, but I'm really serious, okay? So do that. Is it ionic or is it covalent? If you don't do that, you're probably going to get it wrong, or you're going to do it the wrong step. You got 50-50 chance you're using the right steps of naming. That is the biggest problem with this unit, is we just jump right in it, start naming it, and you use the wrong rules, right? Most of the time, because you don't know what it is. This, what is this? What is this? Is it ionic or covalent? Number one, surefire, easy way to figure out is there a metal? Magnesium is on the left side of the periodic table. Left side of the periodic table, okay? So, you know, if you got your periodic table here, stair-step line, magnesium's like right here somewhere, okay? It's over here, it's a metal. Hydrogen is not a metal, remember that. Chlorine is like right there, it's a non-metal. So we have metal, non-metal, we have a metal, okay? This is ionic. This here, we got, you know, carbon and oxygen. That's two non-metals. There ain't no metal there. This is covalent. Okay? So now we'll write their names. We got to follow our ionic rules or our covalent rules. The ionic rules, pretty simple. Okay? We do not use these with ionic. We only use these for covalent only. Right? So we're not going to use those at all with this. We're going to do a couple steps. Right? First thing we're going to do, you're going to write the metal name first. Mg is the metal. The name of Mg is magnesium. There you go. Right? Second step, write the name of the nonmetal. Cl is chlorine. Third, final step for ionic. Change the ending of the nonmetal to IDE. Right? So where would you change it? Right? Just want to change like the ending suffix. So think about it and clap it out, right? Chlorine. Right? Chlorine. We're going to change that last clap to IDE. we're going to take out ion. We're going to change this to chloride. So our final answer is magnesium chloride. All right, so we've got to erase this to get it out of the way. So MgCl2 is magnesium chloride. Now, this one's covalent. We got to use prefixes. So, same thing. I'm going to write the first thing there. Write the name first. So it's carbon. We're going to find the prefix. So this carbon is 1, right? Our prefix for 1 is mono. Okay. Then we'll write the second word. This is oxygen. We're going to get the prefix for oxygen. There's 1 oxygen. So this is monooxygen. Okay. Then we're going to do the same thing we did here. We're going to change the ending to IDE. So oxygen, right? Oxygen, oxygen. I don't know. We're going to change the ending to IDE. Sound it out. We're going to change this out to IDE. So this is it wouldn't make sense to go like mono oxide, right? So it's just monoxide. There's one thing. So this is how you're going to do covalent every time. But there is one time where you do not use a prefix. You don't use a prefix mono on the first word, right? Just like you don't write 1x, right? You just write x. We're not going to use mono on the first word. That's the only tricky part about this. If it was di, tri, whatever, yeah, go for it. But not mono on the first word. All right. Let's do another example. Let's do like Al2 S3. Let's do something weird like I don't know. P2 I6. Something like that, right? So first things first, what do? Yes, is it ionic or is it covalent? You got to do it every single time before you start doing anything, no matter what. It's what you got to do. Ionic, covalent, is there a metal, is there not a metal, are they transferring electrons? What is going on? I got to know before I start naming it. All right? Seriously, is it ionic or covalent? Aluminum, right? On our stair-step line, the periodic table, aluminum is here. So on this side, so it's a metal. Metal, right? So aluminum is a metal. This is ionic. Don't even worry about anything else. Okay, over here we got phosphorus, which is somewhere right around in here. We got iodine somewhere right around in here. Both of them are over there, and if they're over there, they're non-metal. Or hydrogen. Hydrogen's right there. That's a non-metal too. Everything else is definitely non-metal. So there's no metals. Covalent. All right, so check it out. What we're going to do when we name this, we're just going to write the metal name, right? Aluminum. Then we're going to write the non-metal name, sulfur. We're going to change the ending, sulfur. We're going to change to ide. Sulfide. I'm not a good phonics guy. I don't know if that works. I remember learning how to do that a long time ago with clapping when we sound out words and stuff. I feel like it works. This one is covalent. So we're going to write our first one, right? So phosphorus. We have 2 phosphoruses, so di. So this is diphosphorus. We got iodine. There's 6 iodines, right? 6 is hexa. So hexaiodine. And don't forget, we got to change the ending again from iodine, to ide. So this is diphosphorus hexaiodide. So that's pretty much it, right? Basically the same thing, right? Except we're going to throw in the prefixes here on covalent. And we are not going to use the prefixes here, right? If you want to know why, I'll show you real quick. I'm not going to really ask you about that right now. But so aluminum is +3, sulfur is -2. This is ionic, so it's ions coming together. So to get these two to balance out, you need 2 +3 charges, and you need 3 -2 charges, right? So you got a total of +6, a total of -6. If you combine these, you get 0. So aluminum and sulfur are always going to bond, 2 aluminums, 3 sulfurs. If they bond, they're always going to bond that way because charges, right? Now the charges do not control the covalent. They share because covalent cares, right? The best example I can give you of this is oxygen and hydrogen. So they can share in a lot of different ways. You can have one of each, a hydroxide ion. You can have H2O, water, H2O2, or sorry, this would be dihydrogen monoxide. This would be, oxygen monohydride. This would be dihydrogen dioxide. This would be H3O. This would be trihydrogen monoxide. So they can come together in a lot of different ways, especially if you start talking about carbon. Carbon bonds so many different ways, which is awesome. It's good for us. That's why it's one of the biggest building blocks of life, right? At least here, as far as life as we know. But anyway, so naming them, write the first word first, right? Write the metal name first, write our first main central compound first, right? Then write the second one, change it to IDE. Here, you're going to add prefixes, okay? So one of the mistakes I would see is you might do I don't know, get where they're at. So the number after the element is what goes with this element. So 2 goes with P, 6 goes with I, right? So that's it for naming. Hope this helps you. Take out that note sheet. And what else you need to do? Always check, is it ionic or is it covalent? If you don't do that, I don't know what you're doing with your life. Coronavirus ain't got nothing on checking if it's ionic or covalent. Do it. Peace.